Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it should be good. Thank you.
Sure you are.
I don't know if I can follow that act. It was good. This guy's talented. Man, I don't feel so special. I thought I was special, but now I'm not special. It's horrible to feel that way. But that's okay. These lights and stuff, it's great, man. It's great effects. It makes me feel like I'm I'm getting stopped by the police or something, you know? Yeah, that's great. And sometimes it makes me think of, when you go down to the police department, I've never been locked up, but, you go down there for things like speeding tickets and stuff. That seems like a high school reunion, because it's when I run into people I haven't seen in a long time. And those guys that have handcuffs and they get taken down, they say, "How you doing, Johns? I'm doing a whole lot better than you are right now." Yeah. It's really cold outside, and I prefer it to be cold. A lot of people say, "Why do you prefer to be cold?" Because versus it being hot. I've never seen anybody say when it's cold they don't really feel it. It's like, I can't feel stuff. I can't feel my arm. I can't feel my legs. See. So, how can you beat that? You don't feel something, it's got to be pretty good. It's a good deal. It's really great to be here in front of two people. I appreciate that. And I hope people that's here, I hope you laugh, because you don't, I'm going to flatten your tires. They're getting flat. Yeah. So make sure you laugh, because I'll probably stab you if you don't. I got a butter knife right here. Stab you, then I'll make myself a sandwich with this. I will. I will. Don't ever underestimate the violence of a black person. You know what I'm saying? And a few white people too. See, they get violent too, because you can't say this type of stuff to any type of white people, because white people, they get mad too. I said, boy, I don't think that's funny, You find yourself out there in the street out there, This is a good time, good time of the year. I hate when people come up with those songs, man. Say stuff, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. It had to be made by the Ku Klux Klan. I know it had to be. They want everything to be white. And what about Jack Frost, Because when it gets cold, I think about Jack Frost, nick me at your nose. Don't be dipping on my nose, man. It sounds like some freak stuff. You see what I'm saying? Keep your mouth to yourself, Jack. I like women, okay? Yeah. So a lot of crazy stuff out nowadays, man. I was watching, thinking of sports, man. I like watching ESPN. On ESPN, they have a lot of great things, but they have a lot of activities on there that I don't consider a sport. Like the National Hot Dog Eating Contest. That's not a sport, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what can you win? What's the top? What's the championship? What can you get? What's the title? You get death, you know what I mean? For eating a lot of hot dogs. And what's number 2? Diabetes. You get diabetes, And you don't want to be involved in that. And what about hunting? Hunting's not a sport. Because if any sport has to have 2 willing participants, you know what I mean? I'm sure that hunter wants to be there, but that deer does not want to be there. So that's not considered a sport to me. Let's flip it around. Give the deer the gun. I'm pretty sure the hunter says, hey, okay, I don't want to do this no more. That's it. It's no longer a sport. We're just going to call it quits. Yeah. Sports. I always wanted to play sports, man. I love basketball, and I was good, man. I was, man, but I could never get my coach to recognize how good I was. He didn't even recognize I was on the team. He didn't. That sucks. Yeah. So now I'm doing something completely different. I'm a janitor. That's a step down. Because a janitor is like toilet paper, because you never recognize him until he's gone, You ever see somebody walk in the restroom and they walk in the bathroom, and people improvise, man, when there's no toilet paper, because they walk in with a shirt and they walk out without one, you know what I mean? They use their shirt for toilet paper, That's it. But see, then that's when I get the glamour job, because they call me in. They say, man, it's the shirt in there that's got poop on it, and you need to get it. And I know those people that are probably eating right now, but I really don't care. We're going to continue talking about gross stuff. Man, people don't have respect for custodians, man. And how you doing, black person? This is 2 black people in there now. Let's get up for the second black person that just walked in. Yeah. 2 versus 10. You know what I mean? We need to have this balanced out. Bring some more black people so we can have race war, man. You know, let's even this out. You know what I mean?
I'm brown, man.
You brown with it. That means I'm on my own then. I just got to find an exit strategy somewhere around here and get out of here. Let's stay away from the racial stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is good. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Bartender, make sure everybody's drinking. You know why I'm doing this act because the more drunk people we got, the funnier this stuff becomes. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna laugh at this if you're sober. You know? Yeah. I'm not gonna take too much more of your time up. I just want to talk about a few things. You know, some things that bother me, man. Like I was, in the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes I see ministers, man, on television. That aggravates me because these are the crooked ones, man. You know, they get on there and they talk about stuff. And I know they're lying because they say crazy things. They say, Jesus Christ, he's the man. He created this, he created that, he created the house you're in. And you can see him, I see him. For $59.95, you can see him, you can. Yeah, and I have a good time laughing at that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Till God flutters my heart, and then I got to fumble around for the remote control to cut it off. I'm cutting it off, okay? Yeah. And in church, man, that's the funniest thing because in church, they have all these different offerings, man. You know, they have so many offerings. They have the benevolent offering, the tithes and offering, the whatever you have left in your pocket offering. That's the best one, you know. And when you get to the door, they frisk you, take the rest of the stuff out. And why they always have, the Holy Ghost, man. The Holy Ghost enters a lot of people, man. It sounds like a porno, but, the Holy Ghost enters people, and it usually is women, man. He gets, he enters these women. When I was a kid, I used to get scared by that stuff. Because women say, ah! And they fly their hand back, and they knock people out and behind them. And then I'd be like, I asked my mom, is that true? She said, look, she might be a liar, but you keep your mouth closed, okay? Let the lady be a liar as long as she wants to be, But, I don't make too many jokes about God, man. Because, God, man, it's a serious subject. And sometimes I think about things like, you look in the past, like you look at these movies and stuff, and they had the robes on and the sandals and stuff back in the old days, biblical days. Where did they get their sandals at, man? Did they have some stores or something? They had sandals back then, And on television, man, their beards are all trimmed up. What barbershop did they have back then? I don't understand that. Well, even like in the cowboy western days, those things are not true either. I mean, you see all those westerns because, you look out there in the desert and everything looks so smooth and stuff, the sand. And I'm like, man, it couldn't have been like it because they had all those horses walking around. I know it had to be poop somewhere, you know what I mean? Be walking around, hey, man, where this stuff come from? Yeah. And a lot of those guys they look like they real clean clothes, be all, ironed up and stuff. And I know they had to stink because there was no crest and there was no deodorant, there was nothing, you know what I mean? When they got out there and they washed up and then they went inside and got in front of a woman's face, I know they had to be smelling just like duty, They had to be, Yeah. But, see, this guy just turned around, he's walking out. That means my act's not working. Take it easy, brother. Yeah, nice to meet you for 2 seconds, Anybody else want to walk out?
At least I showed up.
Yeah, you showed up, man. Somebody must have called you. I appreciate that, Anybody else want to walk out in the middle of my act? Go right ahead. It's all right. I don't care because I ain't never going to see you again anyway. I hate when I run into people, man. I do bad on stage because, it's just embarrassing because I be trying to pretend like it didn't happen, and then I run into them and I say, hey, how you doing? They say, hey, how you doing? Don't you how you doing me? I see you last time. You was horrible on stage. And it's crazy because I remember one of the first places I went to, I got the whole crowd saying the same thing all at one time. You suck. They did it in unison. Y'all have a good night.